Okay, Jarno, tell us about your history. How did you start with sim racing, and when did you understand that it was the beginning of your journey as a professional sim racer?
My start of sim racing was already when I was like 3 years old, playing Formula One games on the PlayStation One. I don't even remember which Formula One game it was because I was so young. Um, and then I started to go into karting, eventually into Formula cars. Um, and it's very normal to prepare on the simulator for your race weekends in Formula cars. Um, so yeah, that's how I started with sim racing. That was my first taste of it. I knew already from my real life sim experience for real life on the sim experience that I was really good on the sim. So then once my Formula car career ended, or my real life racing career ended, that I was really good on the simulator. So straight away I tried to qualify for F1 Esports. Failed the first year, but then on the second year I managed to get into F1 Esports.
Moza Restaurant has unveiled several products at Gamescom. What are your impressions of these products?
Most impressive was the this staying neutral when you're driving. When I was playing Assetto Corsa, I'd not seen something like that before, so that was really cool. And I think the brand new pedals, they felt really good as well on Assetto Corsa Competizione. So yeah, so far it's been great.
Speaking about the pedals, after trying the boosters, active pedals, what are your impressions? Do you believe active pedals could become the future trend in sim racing?
For sure, I think active pedals are the future, simply because you can adjust everything you want to adjust in the software without having to change springs, bellavils, or rubbers in the brake pedal. Same with the throttle. You can really easily change everything in the software relative to having to change dampers or throttle springs. Or making the pedal longer or less long. So yeah, it's the future. Simple as that.
Okay. Have you ever used a belt driven or gear driven physically?
Yeah, I've played with both direct drive wheels and belt driven wheels before.
How they compare to direct drive in your experience?
Um, I think with both you can be really fast. Just with like a lot of sports and esports, you can be really fast with both. But I think when you get to the very top level, it's really important you've got the best stuff. For example, direct drive wheels got slightly less input delay, you got a slightly better feeling, and you got more adjustability. So that all makes slight differences to consistency, to pace, tire wear, so on, so on.
As a top esports driver, you likely use many different products. Which hardware or software features do you find most essential for doing lap tasks?
Most essential for going faster, adjustability. You just want to be able to adjust your wheel and pedals as much as you can. So it completely suits you. Everyone has a different driving style, even at the very top of esports. There's one fast way of driving, but everyone achieves it in a slightly different way, with very different wheel settings, pedal settings, and so on. So yeah, it's important to be able to adjust your pedals and wheel, and know what you like yourself, of course.
Uh, Moza launched a full range of products in the last couple of years, ranging from the 3.9 Newton meter space to 21 Newton meters, on different types of racing wheels, including the track drive wheels. What else do you think is missing in our ecosystem?
What is missing? A rig, right? Pedals and the wheels are there, but a sim race rig is still missing. I'm not sure what's being used here. That's not Moza rig, no. Okay.
All right. This is a big question. How do you envision the future of sim racing? What's your hopes for it?
what is my hopes?
Yeah.
I hope it can become more accessible. Of course, real life racing is very expensive. Sim racing is a lot less expensive, but it's still relative to other hobbies. It's still expensive. I of course don't know if it's even possible to make it more accessible, but yeah, I think everyone would love to be able to afford a sim race rig. I know a lot of people in my friend group as well that love, jumping on a racing simulator. So yeah, that would be great for sim racing in general. I think so. But again, it's a nice wish, but maybe not so achievable.
Okay. Speaking about your training, what's the difference that you feel the most while racing in a virtual race or in a real one?
Um, in a real one, my heart rate is on average 185, and in a virtual one, it's around 80. So, yeah, I still do karting to this day on a decently high level, and I wear my watch sometimes to measure my heart rate, and it's the same as if I'm running 5 kilometers as fast as I can. So, yeah, it's physically really hard, of course. Real life racing, especially karting, Formula 2, Formula 1, Formula 3, is physically really, really hard. Relative to the sim, of course, you do have your strains on your body if you're driving for a long time, especially in endurance racing. But yeah, it's nothing compared to real life, of course.
And how the sim racing helps you to train? What's the best benefit?
From sim racing for real life,
Yeah.
the main thing that was always really important to me back when I was preparing for real life racing on the sim was learning the tracks, especially if you go to places you've never seen on TV before. It's really important to learn the track because you got like a day testing advantage, maybe two, to know where the track goes. If you prepare on the simulator, you can just push flat out, learn the track, learn the lines. And of course, they might not exactly be the same, but at least you know where the track is going. So that's really important.
Okay. That's one. Any tips to win the time attack challenge?
Any tips to win the time attack challenge? Drive fast. Yeah. Any tips to win the time attack challenge? Take the hairpins in first gear. Brake at around 100 meters for the hairpins. Other than that, you just have to figure it out yourself. So good luck.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.